Hi guys, it's me Danielle Danibuttons and welcome to part 4 of my complete coloring book collection / completed finished pages for all of eternity. Here we go. This part is very exciting because it is basically all of my color by number and color by number adjacent books. So one color books and some mandalas and things like that. It's one of my favorite parts and I'm very excited to show it to you. My same disclaimers, I will not be able to link everything. There is just too much. So I apologize for that, but I do have things linked in like finished pages and all around. And if you can't find something specific, please let me know. Also, what's my other disclaimer? Oh, some books I give away. I constantly rotate my collection. There's just some things that are not at my house. So if you remember me having something and I don't currently have it, that's probably what happened there. Yes. First up is actually neither color by number or either of those. It's a Christmas book that I completely forgot when I was doing my Christmas collection. This is Heart Elves, and I actually don't have anything finished because this is just what I kept on my desk, and then I would go with markers and randomly color in tiny parts all over the place. So like I just colored in the turkey, I colored in that frame, so I just would randomly grab this and keep it near me at all times. So it's unfortunate when this doesn't get the little check that says colored because there is coloring in there, but it's fine. Hopefully we'll get some stuff done by Christmas this year. Next up is Colortronic Animals. This is a super shiny cover. Hopefully the glare is not too bad. I am very much wanting the original Colortronic. These are really cool. So I actually have done a bunch of the backgrounds in here, but only one full page. So I'll show you, oh, I guess the page. Yeah, here's the full page I did. And basically, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like really cool and funky. So all of the black backgrounds I actually did with paint. So I did them all, which is not too many. Some of them have backgrounds and some of them, like this one, has no background at all. So it all depends. I'm going to peek at the answers. So look away if you don't want to see this, but there we go. Is that all the answers? It doesn't feel like very many. No, okay, there's 2 pages. So it's just like a really cool stylistic whatever. I don't even know how to explain it, but I like it. So I'm really looking for the regular Colortronics. I think I saw it on Amazon earlier today, but it was like above retail. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it because I thought it was out of print. I don't know. Long explanation for nothing. I apologize. Next up is Geometric Patterns, Volume 1 through 10 by David Hinken Jr. There are 240 in here. You could buy each of the volumes individually, or you could buy this big mashup. And I went for the big mashup, and I have done 4 so far. So I did this one where my markers were dying, and that was annoying, but the page is done. This was the first one I did, and I had so much fun with this. I really am excited to do more in here. I actually have a buddy color in the works right now. I did this one. This I just wanted to use some of my less common colors. And then I did this one. So the pattern goes all the way to the edge, and sometimes it's hard to get in there, so I don't really worry about it too much. This is the one I'm about to start my buddy color in, but either way, I have 235 to go, so that'll take me forever. Next, I have Jade Summer Color by Number Patterns. This was their original Color by Number book. I think there's like 5 or 6 out in their Color by Number series so far, and I just have the 2, but this one I've done a few. I did this one. So my original idea was, as I was going, also I'm so sorry that my nail is messed up. I need to redo them. I was just writing the number on next to the name. So this is like the marker number I was using, and I was writing it in just like a ballpoint pen, and I was like, oh, I'm so smart. That makes sense because you can't really tell. But then it would secretly, like when you did the alcohol marker on the next page, it would bleed through. So I don't recommend doing that anymore. And I just use Post-its now. So I did that page. And this one I did last month, are a full page. They're like almost mandala-esque, but they are a full page. Obviously, there's some geometric ones. This I did for when I attempted coloring ASMR, which was a terrifying video to be very quiet. I was so afraid to cough or something and make some crazy loud noise. I did that one. This book has yellows on every single page, so make sure you have some juicy yellow markers if you're gonna use this one. This is one of my favorites. Like, that's beautiful, that rainbow, absolutely. I like that one a lot. And I tend to just change my colors. Basically, for every color by number you're about to see, I just change my colors at a whim. I'll look at the color name. Rarely will I look at their example. So there's that on that. And here's an example of, you could see all of my numbers came through, which was sad. Which means I have the next page done. So these are a lot of fun. But that's it. I don't know. That was like 7. That's not bad. Then I also have color by number mandalas by Jade Summer. And I did, I don't remember how many, but I did a bunch, you can see. So I randomly just go through and pick them. This book has tons of yellows also, and also tons of oranges. So you'll see a lot of that. But I really love the designs in here. And since I mix up what colors I use, it doesn't get too repetitive. Of course, every time I say something like that for these books, I just flip to the same color palette 4 in a row. So, but we do our best. Sometimes I go in specifically and try to find different numbers to mix it up. But again, there are so many yellows, so it's hard to do that. I like this one a lot. And I love anything with the purple in it. Yes, this is the first one I did. Oh my goodness. I think this was one of the first pages I used my Tau trees on. Perfection, this purple. Love it. It just keeps going. I did a lot. So there we go. That is Jade Summer color by number mandalas. Next, so far this is my only book in this by this artist, and it is Circulism Art Books Sea Life, and I love this and I cannot wait to get more of them. But I've done 2 pages in here, the last 2 pages in fact, and it's just the pictures made up of a bunch of circles, and it's just so bright and vibrant on the black background that I'm obsessed. So I can't wait for more of these. The color palette at the time of this printing is only on the back, and it's on one other sheet that I just pulled my sheet out. And then I just move it around from page to page. But right now, yeah. So I just cut it out and move it around with me. Next up is my April Amber books. I actually had all 3 volumes, but I recently lent volume 2 out because I think my friend would enjoy that one. So I lent that to her so she could try out coloring, and then I'll get her her own book. But this is Chibi Girls, Volume 1 by April Amber. And this is one of the books, all 3 of these I bought to split color with Sam. So there's doubles, but I do have a few of the full images done. So I have that one done. And I have her. And then in the doubles, I'm sure at this point you've seen my split coloring, unless you are new, which if you are, hey, subscribe, I'm a fun time. But split colors, I literally cut it straight down the center, and then I do 1/2 and somebody else does another. This was actually my cousin's daughter did that with me. So that definitely wasn't Sam either, but I don't know if that was my cousin's daughter or, no, I think that was just my cousin because that's her little signature. That was my cousin's daughter. So it's so fun to see like the different styles come together. I tend to use alcohol markers, and then this is water-based markers, which I know it seems like it's not fair, but alcohol markers have a hard learning curve. So sometimes people just prefer water-based, okay? But I really like these books. I think Volume 3 is my favorite, which I'll show you next. Volume 1 had a lot of empty space in the background, and I tended to do this, which was like outlined with a light color. Don't know, that's the style I chose. And here's Volume 3. I have a ton done in here. I hope that it is all centered for you. I had been filming them standing up, these videos, but I decided to sit down today, so we will see. But I have this one. These are just cutesy, and they do get more detailed as the volumes get higher, but it's a nice, quick, like 30-minute color if you so choose. Obviously, you could go crazy and add shading and do whatever you want, but I keep it simple. I used some Pentel Sparkle Pop. I can tell that's the sparkliest stuff I got. I used some stickles and glossy accents or gel matte medium. No, it's iridescent medium, excuse me. So I did, as you can see, the most in the front in this volume. Super cute. And then the split colors. So this was just a fun thing to do with Sam that we started when pandemic first happened, or I guess lockdown first happened last year. And we don't do it as much as we did because obviously everyone's more used to the schedule now. Oh, look, he did the same thing. That's pretty funny. But it's still fun, and we do it every once in a while. And as you've seen, I've gotten to do this with, like, my cousin's daughter and my cousin too, so that's exciting. This is the one we just recently did for probably one of my last videos. And it's also funny because sometimes when you cut it in half, you don't really know what's going on. Like, you'll get a piece and not realize it's her body, or not realize, let's see if I find any examples, what's hair and what's not. This one we matched up on a lot of it. Like, that's definitely the same exact color. That eye is the same. But the reveal is my favorite part. This one I gave him old markers, and that was my bad because they yellowed everywhere. So again, luckily there's doubles, and I already did this page in the front, so there is that. So these are a lot of fun and pretty simple, so I recommend. Now I have Mystery Colors Dinosaurs. These are the magazines that you can find in like Walmart, places like that. This is my only one, and it was sent to me by Christy from Crafting with Christy. I will never say her name right. And I only did one page so far, but I love it. I like the dinosaur version probably the most out of any that I've seen because it has a lot of fun colors. So I did this with my Tau trees. My Tau trees really got sucked up on this paper though, so I don't know if I would do that again. But look how cool that looks on the other side. Love it. I'm gonna peek at the answers. So look away, look away. Here are some answers. It's got like lots of yellows and pinks and purples and stuff. Okay, answers are gone. Next is Sea Circles by Tabitha L. Barnett. And I have one done in here that I did for a black and white in one challenge video. So obviously I only was allowed to use black, white, any grays and silvers, and then one color. So I used that blue, and it's an orca page. And this is all glitter gel pen. But that has a bunch of cute ones in there, and I think that Tabitha L. Barnett does a lot of hers. She'll do doubles, and then one set will be black background, which is nice. So I definitely need to do more in here, especially as we're getting closer to summer. Next is most of my Scherzneva collection. I have 50 animal mandalas, and I've done 2 so far. This book is so cool because it's like the animal's head and then flowers all around, and I feel like I personally didn't have any color by number like this. So I did the bunny. I did this for my bunny vlog for Easter, and then I did the flamingos. So he just has the 16 color palette and tends to use almost all of them, but it's still nice and simple because it's not too many colors. There are a lot of birds in here, which is not my favorite, but you know, there's 50, so I still have a lot to do. Then by Scherzneva is 50 diamond mandalas, color by number. This just came out last month, and I did 5, I think, or I tabbed 5, so hopefully there's no more hidden in here. And this is all like gems incorporated in, and like pearls, and I'm very looking forward to coming back in here and glittering up some pages as I go. I didn't yet, but I would like to. So there's that. Next, my final Satchin book is Mosaic Art Vacations. This is his most recent book, and I just did a review on this last week. So it's a pixel book, and there's the page I did. I'm keeping my tab in there because I have to show it in my finishes, and I'm still very nervous that I'm off screen, but I think I'm doing okay. But yes, there she is. I use the dot method. Again, 21 color palette in here, and it's like a surfer chick, and she's real cool, and I really wanted this book just for this pineapple image, so there's that one. Next is my small collection of MindWare books. I bought these directly from mindware.com. They have 2 series. that are most popular among color tubers. These are the color counts, so it's their color by number collection. And I will point out two things about these books. One, they give you doubles of each image, and they'll give you one with the color chart and then one without. So you can do what you want with it. Or I think overall, I might, when I'm done, like tear out the others and then give them away, but we'll see. And then the other cool thing is, one of the examples I need to show you is they have pull-out pages. So it's like a double page spread like that, which it's really useful because you don't have to worry about going into the crease because it just pulls out this way. But it is a little weird to color, I will admit. And these are all perforated too, so you can just tear them out if you want. So that is tropical color counts. And then I also have celestial color counts. And I have one page done in here too. Again, there's a lot of those double spreads. I have this one done. So I might look into getting more of these soon. I'm hoping to finish one of the ones I have before I get more, because here's series number 2, the Mystery Mosaics. So these are their pixel books, and there's full squares and half squares, which some people like, some people don't. So I don't have anything done in book 5 yet because I was like trying to finish book 1 first, which is pretty silly, but that's how I am. So, but yes, I think the deal was like if you bought 4 or more, there was like a discount. So that's why I have 4, because finally I have Mystery Mosaics book 2, and I have 2 pages done in here, the first page and the last page. So here's the first page, and I was just gonna go in order, and then it was a bird, and I was like, ugh, foiled again. So I have this bird done. And then I have this last page done, which I did for a video, Why I Love Art, and it was talking all about my mama. So I made the bowling ball purple instead of red because that was her favorite color and is my favorite color. And yes, that was a fun time. So I really want to get more done in here, if nothing else, because I want to buy more of these. So next is my series, my adult coloring cross-stitch style books. This is by Alice Mills Publishing. Whew. There are 5 currently in this series. I have all 5. I finished one of them, which I'm keeping in this pile. I need to pat my stats. But this is Fantastic Flowers, and these are really cool. I'll show you more when we see my full flip through. But each page has its own title. The color palette is the same, so it's like, I don't know how many colors, maybe 20 colors that are the same symbols. So once you get used to it, it gets even easier. And there's always the example. So I have one done in here so far. Basically, I wasn't letting myself work in anymore until I finished that first one, which is silly. So I've tried to branch out, and now I have one in 2 different books. This is Geometrical Joys, and I also have the last one done in here. I like to start from the back because then when it bleeds through, it doesn't obscure the picture. And I always like to not put a blotter page and see what happens on the final one. So that's just a fun tidbit about me. But there are those 2, Geometrical Joys. Geometrical Joys is the newest one, book 5. This City Dreams is book 4. And this is a bunch of different like cities and locations. So famous skylines, things like that. I have nothing done in there yet. And then I have nothing done in here, Adorable Nature. This has a bunch of animals and other flowers. This I think is book 2. There's this turtle that I need to do ASAP. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go out of order to get to the turtle or if I'm just gonna have to work in this book. And then finally, there is Christmas Delights, and I have this one done. So I'm just gonna chat more while we flip. So I hope this is on that premium paper, which is really great for markers, but it's not really great for filming. So I'm hoping you can see everything okay. But as you can see, when you bleed through, it obscures that picture really badly. So if you're going to use that picture as a reference, I recommend working back to front. So I love that they all have names. I think that's fun. And it is a little bit difficult to see the symbols, but again, you kind of get used to it and recognize where the symbols are. And also it's easy when you can use your little example, in my experience and opinion. I love this one a lot. I tend to like the circle ones the best. I just think they're the easiest and the most fun. Like they go the quickest. This is the first one I did. And there we go. So that is that. See, I just love seeing that pattern come out on the back. So I'm assuming I'm going to be purchasing every one of these that they make, as long as they don't come out with a full bird themed one. So next is my Color Questopia collection. I have also completed this book, so I'm just gonna flip. This is Fairy Magic. This is my first book by them that I purchased, and this was when they only had white backgrounds and their original color palette scheme where it kind of like led you around the page. So I'm pretty sure for most of these I did follow the color palette. I would change it up a little bit every once in a while, but I would go through the lines with random gel pens. I had a pack of gel pens from like 10 years ago, so I would just use those up. I used a lot of glitter in different colors, things like that. So, but this was my first ever finished book, so that was really exciting. But there are bonus images in here, and I did this first one, but I did not do the rest of them. So I'm still very much considering this a finished book, but I'm not like throwing it out or anything. So if I ever want to go back and do these last few pages, I have that option. And again, you'll see, because of that, I have some books that I didn't color in at all because I was like, well, I need to finish the first one, which is very silly. But I have this entire wonderful Calming Turtles of Land and Sea that has nothing colored in it yet. And I also have Gnome, which is adorable, and I have nothing colored in here, and I really want to. And this, again, all was before they came out with black background. So let me see my other white background first, and then I'll go to my black background. So I have Shark, which I do have one page done, and it is this page. So unfortunately that red did that yellowing, but it's all right. It happens. It bothers me least in color by number books, which might be silly because they're some of my favorite, but it's the truth. But Sharks, super cute. A lot of the like ocean florals are really pretty, or will be when I actually do them. And then I have Cactus and Succulents, and I finally did one page in here this year. It was like one of my 10 books to touch. So I touched it and I did this page, but this is really cool. There's like tons of different types of scenes with this cactus, so I definitely want to get in here more. But once they started coming out with the black background, it's hard to go back to the white background. But this is Halloween Horror, which they changed the cover, and I think it's just called Halloween now. But I did 5 in here, and I just go in order for these two, so I can show you in order. This was definitely water-based markers of some sort. Then I think this one I must have done for my review. I did a review on this, so that's out there somewhere. And then the newest book of theirs that I have picked up is their mandala color by number, and I did get the black background, so I think I did 7 in here. This also came out last month, and I just went cray-cray, so I did that. For this, I very much mixed up what colors I used, so every single page I interpreted orange different. This book makes me laugh because I think there's 35 in here, and 34 of them have vivid pink. So I love that the companies do that. It's really funny to see. So Color Questopia likes vivid pink. I really like this green, and I want to use that more in general. It's a nice green. And that's it so far in there. Okay, next up, my Bellba collection. So we have Exotic Life, which is one of their advanced puzzle color by number clever books. And I only have one done in here so far, but this is the one where it's like an empty grid and you have to fill it in. So these are like more of a project than sitting and coloring. It's really more of a puzzle, but it's fun to try. And I did a video on that, I'm pretty sure, or if not, I just reviewed it. Then we have Mystery Mosaics Wow Animals, and I'm actually shocked at how little I have done in here because I love this book and I don't know what happened to me, so I need to get back in here. But we got raccoons and berries, and we got the toucan page. I did this for a video that I think I did it for how I do the X method. And then I got the shark, which this is the first time I mixed the method. So I did the X method in the back and then solid for the shark. And I think he looks real cool. So that's it in there though, which shocks me. So I want to get back in here because there's a few more pages that I know of that I'm very excited to do. Now we have Stone Mosaics Book 2. And again, I have nothing done in here because in my head I can't touch this one until I finish Book 1, which is very silly, but that's how I act. So here's Book 1. I have a few done in here. These are basically really cool. And instead of circles or squares, it's made up of random shapes, essentially. Stone shapes. So this is a lady in a hat with like big earrings. And then I just went from the back. So I have a couple under an umbrella, some flowers, and these 2 cool hearts. And again, just that red bled everywhere. So, oh well. But here's some examples of images in there. I really love this series. Honestly, the worst part about filming these collection videos is I'm like, oh, I really want to color in that. Oh my gosh, I want to color in that. And I'm like sitting here trying to finish this up. And I'm like, no, I don't want to finish. I want to color. So hopefully this is going to be really inspiring to get me to bring out some of these books. But I'm also hoping I can finish filming this part and part 5 today so that I can put everything away and get back to the good stuff, which is coloring. Next is their Square series. This is Square Mandalas Happiness. I think this is the newest in the Square series. I only have 2 done in here so far. I have this one. And I have this one. This one confuses me and I don't really see anything. I don't love it, but I might have just picked the wrong colors or something. But it was fun. The process was still fun, but the final result is kind of like, huh? So there's that. Then this was the original. This is just Square Mandalas. And I did this one. I also cut out the color chart so I can just bring it with me page to page. And I did that one. And I did that one. I really like those colors. I haven't finished that yet. And then I started doing the dot method instead. So I have a few with the dot method. And then I skipped around. I think I just wanted to like find black because that makes sense. And this one. So what I tend to do in these books is a lot of people do go from front to back. So when I get the book brand new, I usually just flip to a random page and then I'll go front to back because I've probably seen the first few if I'm on Instagram. So that's what I do in there. Next is Party Patterns. Love this one. Need to do more in here also. But I have done the Valentine's page. And I have done the New Year's page. Well, I did this on New Year's. So it's like cocktail party, but I considered it the New Year's page. And that's it. So I really want to get to this one too. I wonder if there's any for around this time of year. Let's see if there's 5. Oh, there is a Mother's Day, and that's coming up. Or just passed, depending on when you're watching this. So I might have to do that one. So that's it for Bellba, which also surprised me because I feel like I have tons of Bellba books. But I guess for both of these companies, or like all of these companies, I do have a few in my Christmas section that I already filmed, and that's why it feels like less. But now we're up to my Sun Life books. This is World of Mice Stained Glass, color by number. And I started from the beginning, and then of course jumped around. So I mostly use water-based markers in here. And I was using my Statler dual-ended water-based markers. So I just got really paranoid that I wasn't filming, but I seem to be. So that's good, because I'd cry. I skipped to get to a Halloween-y one, and then I'm pretty sure I skipped to get to the Christmassy one. So I did indeed. Now we have color by number animal stencils, and I kind of forgot I had this book, so I need to get back in here, but I did the bear, the snail. I like the snail because this book is one of their older ones because now they separate it and they do all of the vertical pictures together and then all of the horizontal pictures, but back in the day they did not. So, and some are on white backgrounds and some on black backgrounds. There's the elephant. the lizards. And that is it so far. Then we have Summer Silhouette, a one-color book. I like the premise of this book, but it's actually really difficult to color in it, I find, because the sections are so big and also so detailed that it's like hard to get around everything quick enough. For alcohol marker, this is the one where my marker dried up and I was just like, we're done. But the idea of this is really cool. This was me trying to be creative and make it like Mickey's Fun Wheel. And then I did one of the bonus pages. And this is like 3 different colors of yellow, but it doesn't really look like it, so. And there's some more examples of what's in there. So you can just use one color, or obviously I mixed it up and used 2 or 3 colors. Okay, their newest stained glass color by number is Mermaids. This just came out last month too, I think. And I only have 1 done so far, but I just got it. A lot of these I just got. So, because I went crazy last month, if you remember seeing that. So I just had Sam randomly pick, and he picked the penguins. That's what I did. Let me take a sip of water, if you do not mind. I made it all the way to 30 minutes this time, instead of coughing at 16 like I usually do. We have Animal Mosaic with the black backgrounds. These came out much more recently than the originals, and I'm so sad that I have Christmas in regular background. The black background just makes everything so much easier. Like, it's fun to do the lines, but it's more fun to finish pages. So I have 2 done in here so far. I have the hippo and I have the cat and dog. So it looks like I'm working from the back, but really I just randomly had Sam pick, and that's what he picked. So next I have, this is one of my favorites, One Color Relaxation Art Animal Stencils. Let me make a little less mess if I can. Basically I just use these index cards and then I keep reusing them. But as you can see, I already have a ton of pages done in this segment. I am so sorry. All right, One Color Art Animal Stencils. So we got, I very rarely do one color, as you're gonna see, but sometimes, usually I like to do 2 because it kind of like brings more definition to everybody. I really like to use this book when markers are drying out, or I like to use it for colors I don't commonly use. This I did on a live stream, like one of my first ever live streams, I think. So. Oh, I was gonna do multiple colors and I started the purple and I was like, oh no, that doesn't look good. But I feel like this one I did for a video too. A tag of some sort, I don't know. This was in my bunny video. Here's an example of just, I'm not the biggest fan of red, so I was like, let's just use a red. I think this might even be 2 different shades of red, but it's hard to tell. They're very similar. This I did during a tag video, I'm nearly positive. Another full red page. And this I actually did like 2 days ago. And I'm doing it for bingo for a bonus page. So, and I had this green from my original set of Tau trees that I'm trying to get through. Now we're up to Kira Scherzneva books. I have a Mystery Dots. It's hard to tell what they are in person, but I'm sure you can see better on the camera. I think this is the duck. And I think this was like the watermelon. And what do we got here? I have no idea. Oh, no, it's the moose. It's in that direction. And then finally, the alarm clock. Whew, looking at these at a weird angle is really tripping out my eyeballs, so. Then I have Mystery Lines by Kira Scherzneva. So I can't see these either without looking through the camera. Ooh, all right, I'll stand up. Let's see. What do you see? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's the bird. I remember. I was really sad because I just did a random one. Then we got Genie. and Ben Franklin. I thought I had one more, but that's all I see right now. So there is that one. After that, I have Flowers Stained Glass Color by Number. And I have 2 done in here so far. This is another one of my books from last month. So I have these flowers. And I have these flowers. So I really like this book and I'm looking forward to doing more, but that can be said about basically anything. Now I have the whole color by color series, so they're not in order of release or anything. But here is Women's World, and I have 2 done in here. I did this one on camera for the review, and I did this one when I asked Sam to randomly pick one for me. So again, if you haven't seen this series, this was the first in this series, Puzzle Animals. Instead of having a number in the center, you just match the color to the border. So I did this during my Q&A in color with Lydia. These are fun. These are on the new premium paper that's shiny. I love that the background is filled in. It gives an extra pop for sure. I did the fishy. I love fish. And the gerbil. I think I did the fish on camera. But maybe not, who knows. But it's cool because it's like the animal's made up of either other similar animals or this guy's made up of like his snacks. Then we have Stained Glass Mandala, and this is probably my favorite. I only have 3 done so far, but it's because I'm being foolish and like savoring them. But she just keeps coming out with more, so I just need to go for it. But this is my favorite page, and I love it a lot. And it's like an octopus, and he's pink and purple, and he's so cool. And then I did 2 in the back. So 1, 2. So I need to get working in there. I actually have her 2 newest ones that I just got for review, and you probably saw me review these either yesterday or you're going to see it tomorrow. So this is Tetris. I don't have anything done in here yet, but this one is all teeny tiny little Tetris pieces, and I cannot wait because I just love this style, so I'm looking forward to this. So there's that. And also Summer. And there's some fruit pages in here, which I'm also excited about because I love fruit themed things. So there's some grapes, and where are the other ones? That citrus page. This might be the page that I did in the review. Not positive, but hopefully you saw. Or again, we'll be seeing tomorrow. And spring. So I did a few in here. I did this last month. I did this for the bunny vlog, and I did this for the review flip through. So here are those. I really like that series. We are almost done, guys. We are making it to the end. So I have this book. This is Creative Haven Floral Designs Color by Number. This book has been through some things. I don't know when this is from. Let's see if it tells me anything. Do you have a publication date? From 2014. I definitely just like saw this at Michael's and bought this way before adult coloring had made a comeback. So, Color by Number flowers. I think this was also just like stored somewhere else and I found it randomly. So I haven't touched this book in actual years, but I own it, so I'm gonna show you. And there's some nice ones in here. I definitely just use regular either crayons or color pencils, like Crayola, which no problems with that, but that's all I had at the time. And there we go. I did more than I expected also, so that's cool, I guess. Here's their examples. They always show you what all is in there, front and back. But I don't even know. Like, this book is not in the best condition. Yuck. Then we have Creative Haven Mandalas Color by Number, and I don't have anything done in here yet, and I'm very disappointed in myself, and I would like to soon. I'm pretty sure I got this as a gift, but as you can see, the lines are super fine, so I don't think markers are going to be ideal in here. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to use and get to it. Okay, now we're up to my giant books. So I'm not positive how to show you my giant books, but let's see how much is in screen. Anything? Oh, most of it. So this is Color Quest Cityscapes. There are 3 in the series. More are coming out, but we are not sure, we being myself and anybody I've asked, if they're gonna be regular sized or giant sized. So I will let you know. The first one's come out, I think, next week. But this is Cityscapes, and I've done just 2 in this one. This, of the 3, is my least favorite because I like the square look. This has a lot of random shapes. Did my lighting just change? That was weird. I'm not sure if you can see the detail because of the lighting, but it's not the best. I don't like it. And here we go, the other page that I did do. So, a bobby pin. Coming in at my second favorite is Color Quest Animals. And I have more done in here, so let's go through them. So this is like a combination of the original style and like this cool mosaic-y style. So I really love this page. So I have that done. Ooh, these are also perforated, so I have to be careful because I'm ripping them out. I have the cockatoo done. The bird, there's tons of birds in here, so I tried to like do one page that I really liked and then one bird. Because look, another bird, the peacock. So I was like, oh, at least if I get the birds out of the way, then I'll only have pictures left that I like. The armadillo. Butterfly. Crocodile. And the lion. So this is a fun one. Let me get to the next one first and then I'll talk about that. Hold on. And then the original is my absolute favorite, and I am almost complete with this book, and it is Color Quest. So there are 3 new volumes that are called Color Quest, and then there's Color Quest Colossal, and apparently it's going to be like a mashup of the first 3 volumes plus 5 new images. So that's coming out in August, and I am intrigued by that because I'm very tempted to repurchase this book once I'm completely finished. I love it that much, but I'm going to see which pictures are included in the mashup, and I might just buy that instead for the 5 new ones. So we'll see. I will keep you posted. But these books are just giant though, but let's see. I have almost every page done. Hopefully. Let's go. I kind of just like put my index card in the beginning. This fish, I messed up these colors a little bit, so it's hard to see him. And obviously it would be impossible to turn this on camera. I love the pattern ones the most, and I wish that they would come out with just a pattern version, but not yet. And as you can see, this one's basically all just geometric shapes, but just the way they are presented are different. So these, none of them are touching. Triangles, like even smaller triangles. Oh, I missed one. Squares, circles, squares, hexagons. Yeah, I'm having trouble with these pages are starting to fall out, but hopefully we won't have any mishaps. I love this book. And at this point, I've had it for like 4 years, and doing so many pages have really abused it a little bit, so it's held up pretty good considering. So there we go, and there's the answer key in the back. I think I have 5 left overall, so I will be finishing this year. Next, I have 2 Quirkle books. So I have Quirkle's Masterpieces, and I have one done in here. There it is. So this series, every page is numbered 1 through 5. 5 being the lightest and 1 being the darkest, and you just pick your 5 colors and go for it. So obviously I looked up what this was going to be and kind of chose accordingly. But for the next book, I just picked 5 shades of the same color. So this is Quirkle's Animals. And I did a green duck. So I just picked 5 shades of green and went for it. But you can do a mix of either. And then finally, the final book in this section is kind of a hybrid book. It is Posh Ultimate Creativity Book. So it has actually a bunch of different types of books in it. So it has some dot to dots. It has Color Quest. It has Spiroglyphics, which are the 2 that I did. Actually, let me not skip these sections. It has some mazes and it has some extreme patterns. And then it has some Spiroglyphics. Nope, that's not what these are called. Colortronics, geez. So I did this one and I did the tiger so far. And there we go. And then it has some weird, I don't remember what this type of puzzle is called, but it has them. Does it tell me what they're called? No, but that's it. That is the end of part 4. So we have 1 part left, and the final part is all of my favorite artists, and I'm very excited, and I'm probably going to try to film that today too. It's 3 o'clock. We should be able to get it done, but that is it. Stats for this part. So I showed you 59 books, and only 10 of which were uncolored, and almost all of the 10 is because in my head I need to finish 1 volume before starting the next, which is very silly. So pretty much all colored this time, and a total of 233 completed pages. So that is our most completed pages in 1 section. So a round of applause for me. That's right. No. So my last part, though, I think might have the fewest books, but it might have the most pages. We're going to find out. It's Hannah Lynn, Erie, Camellia, Angelkova, and I cannot wait for you guys to see, and you will see in 2 days. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'm a fun time, and when we get to 3,000 subs, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So stick around for that. Also, thumbs up this video. Comment anything you want to comment, including our code word, which we're going to say dots. D-O-T, dots, is our code word. Good luck trying to fit that into a sentence, but I'll be back in 2 days with part 5, and that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.